Sometimes, when you hear big global news, it feels like everything's about to fall apart. The US, Japan, the dollar, oil, war. These are huge things. And for a normal person, it all boils down to one question. Is this going to mess with my money? And honestly, that's the real fear for most people. Mortgage payments, expensive groceries, rising rent, same paycheck. And every month, the same thought comes back. I'm working so hard. Why am I still not getting ahead? I'm thinking about a guy I knew. Let's call him Ryan. Regular job, lived in the US, not some big investor, just a normal middle-class guy. Office in the morning, traffic in the evening, weekend just trying to breathe. And in between, credit card bills, car payment, rent. And one plan in his head. Let me just save a little more, then I'll buy a house. Then life will feel stable. But there was one problem. He worked hard, but when it came to money, he was always anxious. Whatever he saved just sat in the bank. In his mind, it's safe. At least I'm not taking risks. Then slowly, things started changing. Gas got expensive. Groceries went up. Insurance got higher. Mortgage rates climbed. And that house he looked at 2 years ago was now completely out of reach. One day, he told his friend, "Man, I'm saving money, but it feels like I'm falling behind." And that line, that's where most people actually are. You earn, you save, but you're not moving forward. Why? Because just saving money is not always a strong strategy, especially when the world is going through economic pressure. Government debt rising, oil getting expensive, interest rates moving up and down, the dollar looking strong, but everyday life feeling weaker. In times like this, who gets hit the hardest? The person who works hard but doesn't make their money work. Look, you don't need to understand every piece of global politics. You just need to understand one thing: how it affects your daily life. If oil gets expensive, transportation gets expensive. If transportation goes up, everything goes up. If inflation rises, your savings lose value. If bond yields go up, loans get more expensive. Mortgage, higher. Car loan, higher. Credit card, heavier. So yeah, the problem starts in the news, but the pain shows up in your kitchen, your rent, and your bank account. And this is where most people make a mistake. They think, I'll deal with it when things calm down. But the truth is, when it comes to money, waiting too long makes things worse. Ryan did the same thing. Every month he'd say, I'll start next month. When the market drops, when I make more money, when expenses go down. But expenses didn't go down. They went up. Then one day, he realized something simple. You can't just park money. You have to direct it. Otherwise, inflation quietly eats it. From there, he started changing his system. No magic, no get-rich-quick ideas, just small steps, real ones that actually work. Step 1. Face your numbers. Don't guess. Write it down. How much comes in every month? How much goes out? Where it goes? Rent, bills, food, transportation, subscriptions, credit cards, all of it. Most people aren't clear here. They think the problem is low income, but many times the real problem is money leaking without a plan. Until you see the numbers clearly, the stress stays blurry, and blurry stress feels heavier than reality. Step 2. Build an emergency fund. Not investing first, breathing space first. At least 3 to 6 months of basic expenses, so if something goes wrong, job issue, health problem, unexpected cost, you're not forced into credit cards or personal loans. This is underrated, because being broke is one thing, being forced at the wrong time is worse. Step 3. Take high-interest debt seriously, especially credit cards. This is not small. A lot of people talk about investing while paying huge interest on debt. That cancels everything out. If you have high-interest debt, attack it first, because right now you're filling a bucket with a hole at the bottom. Step 4. Don't just save, start automatic investing. Even if it's small, very small. The amount doesn't matter, the habit does. Every time your paycheck hits, a fixed portion goes out. First, pay your future, then spend what's left, not the other way around. Ryan changed this. Before, he used to say, "I'll invest whatever's left." Then he realized nothing was left, so he flipped it. Money came in, and a portion went straight into investing. Over time, his fears started going down, because now he wasn't just holding money, he was growing it. Step 5. Focus on assets that can beat inflation over time. Not everything that looks shiny is an investment. Not every trend works. Not every tip is right. Learn the basics. Diversification. Why long-term matters. Why you don't panic when the market drops. And most important, don't chase fast money and lose yourself. Step 6. Want a house, but don't rush into pressure. A lot of people think, if I don't buy now, I never will. And then they lock themselves into a mortgage that drains their entire life. A house is emotional, but numbers don't lie. Down payment, monthly payment, maintenance, property tax, insurance. Add it all. If buying a house leaves you with no breathing room, it's not an asset, it's pressure. Step 7. Increase your income. Cutting expenses alone won't win the game. You also need to grow what you earn. New skills, side hustle, better role, freelance work, whatever fits your life. Because the truth is, the best way to fight inflation is not just saving more, it's earning better. Step 8. Stop fearing the news, start translating it. If there's a war, ask yourself, what happens to oil? What happens to prices? What happens to your daily costs? If interest rates go up, should you take a loan now or wait? If markets fall, is it panic time or opportunity time? That's the shift. One person sees headlines and freezes. Another person sees the same headline and adjusts their strategy. Ryan didn't become rich overnight. Nothing dramatic happened, but his pressure dropped. He got clarity. He tracked his money, built an emergency fund, reduced debt, started investing consistently, and most important, he stopped fearing money. Because earlier, money was stress. Now, it became a tool. Look, today's world, earning is not enough. Saving is not enough. You have to understand where your money stands, what it's doing, and whether it's working for you or quietly losing value. Big economic news will keep coming. War, inflation, debt, market fear. But every time, the real question will be, are you going to panic or make a smart move? Because in the end, being broke is not about having less money. It's about letting your money sit still while the world keeps moving forward.